Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am filming for you guys the next part in my makeup collection series, and that is my bronzers. Yes, bronzers. Okay, so I'm also including in this contour palettes just because I don't know where else to put my contour palettes because I don't have that many of them. So I'm combining my bronzers and contour palettes into one video. Well, great. Let's get into it. So I've got them all stacked up here next to me. So I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and start. Some of these are new ones, so I don't have much to say about them, but the ones I do, I will let you know my thoughts on them. So first is this guy. This is the Too Faced Cocoa Contour Chisel to Perfection Kit. I don't know how to hold this. Hold on, let me remove the brush from it. The nice thing about this palette is it does come with a little mini brush if you need one. I don't. I just kept it because it's soft and it's cute. But this is what the palette looks like. Woohoo! Looks like. You get two contouring shades and then two highlighting shades. One that is matte and one that's got some shimmer. For me, this is an amazing under eye setting color. Like, it works like a dream for really pale skin. It's not going to be much of a highlight, but it does work well as a setting powder. For me, is this one thing? The dark cocoa is just a little too warm for me to be using, but I've made it work once or twice. Hands down though, this guy is my favorite thing in the palette. These two right here. Amazing. Plus it smells like chocolate. I mean, why wouldn't you want it? Next I have this. This is the Tarte, what are you called? The Tarte Double Duty Beauty Highlight Contour and Highlight Palette. So this comes with two different shades. They give you a giant bronzer and a giant highlight. Like, those are huge. Those are like pretty big. Like, they're like 3 fingers across. Yeah, a little more than 3 fingers across for me. So these are huge. I haven't had a chance to try this yet. This is brand new to my collection. But I'm planning on doing like a more high-end makeup first impressions of some kind. So I'm going to try and include this in that. I also think it's cute that it says, "Don't be afraid to dazzle" on the front of it. Next is another new item. This is something I purchased during Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty. And this is the Fiona Stiles Sheer Sculpting Palette in the shade Light Medium. This is what it looks like. It's very cool toned, great sculpting palette. I haven't tried it yet though. I know Tarte gave a rave review about this, but I haven't used it for myself yet. My only concern is that this is still too dark for me. So I'm not sure if it's going to work or what. This is way too dark for me to use. Maybe if I really layer it up, it'll work well for contouring. I don't know, but it will definitely not work as a setting powder for me. I know that much just looking at the color. I guess I'm kind of doing all my contouring first, so I might as well keep going with this. Next, I have this. This is the NARS Sculpting Multiple Duo in the shade Hot Sand Laguna. So on one side of this, you get a cream form of the Laguna bronzer, which for me is a little too dark. But with this guy, I feel like I can blend it out enough that it'll work. And then the other side, they give you the shade Hot Sand. Hot Sand for me is still a little too dark. It's very shimmery, but it's still a hair bit too dark. But I can maybe make it work. The cool thing about these is that they've got a few different shades in this. So if this is too light or too dark for you, there should be another option. I know that the one lighter than this is only 2 highlight shades, which is kind of sad. It's more like a highlight and a blush, but this one's pretty cool. I haven't tried it out yet, but I have used it on clients. It's very nice. Next, I have this guy. This is my NYX Contour Palette. I got this at Ulta ages ago. Hands down, my most used shade in here is this guy right here, which is number 2 Soft Light. The main contour shade I use in this is this one right here, which is number 7, which is Sculpt. These are kind of the only two. I can't use this banana, and I definitely can't use this guy. Ooh, he's so dark. This just doesn't give enough of a sheen for me. But this one's really nice, again, as a setting under eye. These two are just too dark and too yellow. This is way too dark. This is way too orange. So I really don't get use out of 4 shades in here, but for the price, I'm okay with that. This is also another new one. This is the LORAC Pro Contour Palette. He's already dusty from just being in my drawers. I haven't used this yet. Brand new. I'm looking forward to trying him out. They give you 6 shades in here. That is a giant shimmer highlight. But I will say for the first time that this is a yellow one that I might actually be able to get away with using. It's not super dark, but my concern is that the beige highlight isn't neutral enough, you know? But we'll see. We shall see. Let's move on to my Z palette. This is all my loose bronzers and sculpting duos, sculpting powders. What am I thinking? Duos. I have a Hoola that I depotted from the holiday set last year, a tiny Hoola. I also have Sun Bunny and I believe Milk Chocolate. No, Chocolate Soleil from Too Faced in 2 mini ones. These are like event gifts I got at Sephora or Ulta or something like that, and I depotted them into here. This is the L'Oreal True Match Powder in C8 Cocoa. A while ago, Kathleen Lights had mentioned that it's a great contouring for really pale skin. It works okay. It's not the best, but I mean, I can make it work. These two are the Makeup Geek Sculpting Contour Pans. This one is in the shade Breakup Cool Porcelain. And this one is in the shade Infidelity, which is Cool Fair. I just feel like the warm ones wouldn't have worked for me, so I got these. But I haven't used them yet, so maybe the next time I do an affordable first impressions or something, I'll toss those in to see how they work. Now we're kind of on to just bronzers in general. So let's do some bronzing palettes. This is the Makeup Revolution Blush Ultra Blush Palette in the shade All About Bronze. In here you get 8 bronzers. Hands down, the only shade in this that I'm never going to touch in a million years is this guy right here. My favorite shade, though, is this one. I've made a lot of use out of that and out of this one. Is a really nice, like, blush bronzer topper. It's great. These are really pigmented, but they do blend out really nice. I think for the price, they're pretty affordable. They're worth the price. At the price point, I think the palette is $10. I think all their blush palettes are $10. I know the eyeshadow ones are $15. But yeah, I really do like this. I think if you're looking for something from the drugstore and you don't want to invest a whole lot of money, the Makeup Revolution line in general is really nice. Next, this guy. This was limited edition. This is the Too Faced Little Black Book of Bronzers. You can order all of these individually from Too Faced website. So if there's a color in here that you want, I mean, you can get it individually. They just don't sell it in the wardrobe anymore. You have in here Sun Bunny, Milk Chocolate Soleil, Chocolate Soleil, Snow Bunny, Dark Chocolate Soleil, Pink Leopard, Beach Bunny, and Endless Summer. The only one of these that I've never used is Dark Chocolate, because it's just too dark for me, and I've actually never used Endless Summer. The rest of them I've all used at some point or another. I guess for Endless Summer, I just never really got around to trying it. Maybe I'll try it in the future, I don't know, but I do like it. If Too Faced were to ever release another one of these, or something similar, I strongly recommend you get your hands on it. It's a great way to have a good selection of bronzers that's travel friendly. I mean, granted, it's in like a plastic, like plasticky, papery case, but I mean, I think it's nice, good for travel. You've got a range of bronzers you can use. Next, I have this. This is Benefit's Dew the Hoola. This is their liquid version of the Hoola bronzer, which I pointed out I had in my Z palette as a powder. This guy actually works really nice if you have really fair skin, you're looking for a good liquid bronzer, check the Dew the Hoola out. It's a great one. If you're more medium to dark skin, don't even try Hoola. It's never going to work for you. But medium skin might be able to get away with this because it's more buildable, I feel like, than the powder is. I also have this. This is the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Sheer Sun Serum Bronzer. That's a lot of words. This is basically Bare Minerals' response to Hoola making a bronzer. I've used this guy once. He's okay. If I remember correctly, I think he comes out a little orangey. For me, at least, when I try and blend it. I mean, it is very faint, but for me, it's just a little too orangey, so I have to be really careful with it. I just have to be really careful with it. Sorry, I just need to get that off my hand so I don't get it everywhere else. And I feel like this is something that when I used it, I had to set it with a matte powder. Otherwise, it was just gonna, you know, get everywhere. Next, I have this. This is the Sephora Collection Bronzer in the shade number 1, Anguilla. I never know if it's Anguilla or Anguilla. I always get that mixed up. I can never remember. But this is what this looks like. If you are super, 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 super fair, you need this. I'm dead serious. It's a really... I just realized how high up that was aiming. Oh my gosh, that's embarrassing. This is a really great subtle matte bronzer, especially if you're super fair. You can build it up. It's not going to look super orangey when you do, which is really nice. So I'd say definitely check this out. The Sephora collection products in general are really great. They're very underrated in my opinion. So everyone should check them out at some point. Next, this is another new addition. This is the Makeup Revolution. I haven't even opened this yet. This is the Makeup Revolution Vivid Baked Bronzer. And I got this in the shade Golden Days. I just remember looking at them in the pans in the store that if I want the shade that was actually listed as being lighter than this, it was orange, straight up orange. And I was like, no. We're going to try this guy. It's more of that goldeny sheen. It actually reminds me a lot of this guy, the Milani baked one, which I'll get to next. But I haven't tried it yet. I'm looking forward to trying it out. A lot of people really love the Makeup Revolution products. I haven't tried the individual highlighters either. I never tried this, never tried the blushes. I've only tried the palettes, so I'm really hoping that this is good too. So, like I said, this is the Milani Baked Bronzer in the shade 04 Glow. This is just a tad bit more golden than the other one was, and this is bigger. Not by much, but it is bigger, just a little bit. Ooh, that's about to fall out. I haven't used this either. This is a new addition, but just looking at them makes me curious, you know. And while I know it's not really a dupe per se because they're about the same price, if you wanted to save the $3 for this, you probably could get the Makeup Revolution. The Makeup Revolution one I think is $6 and this is $8 or $9. So yeah, there's that. Next I have this. This is the NYC Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder in the shade Sunny. So I've never actually used this. I bought this because of all the hype on YouTube, and then I opened it when I got home and I went, that's orange. That is straight up orange. And it really is. So on me, I tried swatching on my hand, I think. So I've obviously swatched it in the middle. But like, I don't know, it just, like, see, it doesn't look bad on my hand, but when I remembered swatching against my face, it just didn't look right. I guess I haven't really fully tried this guy more. I'm going to try him a little bit more, see if I can make myself like him. If not, I'll probably gift it to my sister or something. Next, I have two of these, so I figured I'd talk about them at the same time. These are the Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusions. I have the shade 15I, which I means iridescent. This is the lightest shade that they sell at my Sephora. There used to be a number 10 that was a matte, but we don't carry it anymore, so 15 is now our lightest. It does have a little bit of, like, it's not glitter, it's like a sheen, a nice sheen to it, and I love the wavy texture that they create with it. It's a mixture of the print being like that, plus it's physically like 3D like that. If you're fair, but you're wanting a little bit of a more bolder bronze, this is a great shade for that. The other shade I have is the next shade down in the matte, which is 20, oh god lord, 20 matte. And this is a new addition, I haven't used him yet. As you can tell, he's not quite as iridescent as his brother over there, but I've loved using this on clients, and I figured I wanted a matte version of this, not just the shimmer, so I grabbed this guy. Next, this is like the first bronzer I ever bought. This is the Body Shop. It used to be called the Honeycomb Bronzer. I don't know if it's still called that now. His honeycomb print has really faded really badly. I'm surprised I haven't hit pan on this, to be honest. I bought this 3 years ago. It was a recommendation from Essie Button, Estee, here on YouTube. And she raved about how great this was for really pale skin, and she is so right. This was the first expensive bronzer I bought. I think it's $18, $17 or $18, or it was at the time. My compact's, you know, a little worse for wear. But it's, I mean, it's like, I don't think I could ever get rid of this just because it's like, this is the first thing that YouTube made me buy. And I'm glad it did. I'd never used a bronzer before it. So close to being done. This guy. Oh my god. So I don't understand how the Sweet Peach palette was limited edition, but nothing else out of that collection was. The blush is still around, the bronzer is still around. I have both of those, but today we're talking about the bronzer. And I love that this is duo-toned. two-toned? Duotoned. What the heck was I trying to say with duotoned? Two-toned. There's both a light and a dark, so you can either swirl them together, use just one. I'm someone who usually swirls or concentrates most of the brush on this side. Oh, is he falling out? He's totally moving. It is very shimmery bronzer. So if you're not looking for a shimmer bronzer, I'd check out Too Faced chocolate ones. I do love this guy. I think he was totally worth the money. I ordered it at the same time that I ordered the Sweet Peach palette, and I've never regretted it. For like the whole month of March, I feel like I wore this every day. Yeah. Next, I have this. This is the Physicians Formula City Glow Daily Defense Bronzer with SPF 30 in the shade Paris. This is also new. Haven't had a chance to use them yet. I think it's just adorable that it has the skyline of Paris, like all the monuments and landmarks. It's adorable. All of the actual buildings are embossed with gold shimmer. They give you kind of a matte light bronze and then more of a warmer dark bronze on the bottom. Haven't used this. I don't know how you would use it. I just kind of want to leave it as a display of like, we'll always have Paris. I love Paris. Okay, next is this guy, and I did mention him, I think. Did I mention my September favorites? I don't even remember anymore. Did I? I think I did. This guy is amazing. Not only does he smell like a pina colada. Oh god, I'm such a sucker for things that smell like that. It's just a really great bronzer. And I got it and I went, oh my god, that looks really dark. Oh my god, it's not a ridiculously pigmented bronzer, but it still does its job. It's an amazing bronzer. It comes in 2 shades. I feel like they're going to need to release a 3rd shade at some point for darker skin, because right now it's definitely not a fair line to darker skin. This is in the shade Light Bronze. And then there's also the shade Bronze. But yeah, I'm tempted to go pick up Bronze. Just because this is so light. I'm like, oh, what if I want something darker one day? Then I need to buy another. So, who knows? And my last bronzer is this guy, this little tiny one. This is from Fiona Stiles. This is the Bronzing Sun Veil in the shade Ahiko. This reminds me a lot of Hoola, to be honest. It's very cool tone neutral. I love the packaging of her stuff. It's just so sleek. And I love the indentation, how it's embossed. It's just amazing. She knocked the packaging out of the park. I haven't used this yet. I've swatched it once just to see how the color looks. If I remember correctly, it's a lot like Hoola. So, for comparison, I don't remember which one I swatched it. I think this is the NYC bronzer. This is this guy right here. So it's a lot more cool toned. I almost feel like it might work better as a contour shade than a bronzer, but we'll see. Maybe mixed. I don't know. I have to play around with it. But yeah, that is all of my bronzers and my contour stuff. A lot of new things, some oldies, some Holy Grail products, some kind of middle ground, and I don't know why I have them products, but for the most part, it's a lot of new. I've been trying to expand my makeup collection, especially bronzers, because I feel like that was the one thing that I didn't have a lot of, so I wanted to experiment, try different ones, so I did. If you guys have any great recommendations for a bronzer, please tell me down below. I'm dying to learn more about bronzers, to try out new ones, everything like that. As always, if you guys have questions, comments, concerns, anything, link them down below. Tell me what you want to see next in this series, what area you want to see. I'm thinking I might do blushes, maybe highlights, I don't really know. So please tell me below what you want to see. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!